And once again, it's your boy M.K.S here, back in another video. And as I often do, this week I thought I would get around to all parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, but of each video that I want to make, but for the week, but it hasn't quite worked out. So many plans, such little time. But anyway, as they say, time is precious. But I lost my train of thought. Yeah, as I normally do, I thought I would talk about this one, as it's the last one, what I hope to achieve in the future. I still kind of am hoping to talk about my ideas on football, although I have so many ideas on my mind, it's just difficult to condense, as I'm thinking of doing that differently to my list form video. So I'm hoping to do it, but I might go sleep on it and try and think of some ideas to cover for tomorrow, see how it goes. But yeah, this one hopefully will be a bit different, because I'll talk about what I hope I would have achieved in the future for Asia. Thinking of words that we would have future. I know I said in part 3, point number 22, like futures. But yeah, seeing what Asia can achieve in the future, and I wonder what they can achieve by working together. But yeah, these are pointers, number 31 to 40, as per usual. And here goes. So number 31. Once again, I wonder what Asian nations could achieve by working together. How can they fundraise for their film industry, to support Asians in farming, and to support Asians in different areas and fields. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they could achieve in the future. And in the future, I hope to empower as many Asians as possible around the world, and especially those in Asia itself. I wonder what if they work together, to network together, pool all their money, resources, ideas, and whatnot together, and have each other's backs and support each other, and put their differences aside, historical differences and whatnot, as much as possible. I'd love for as many Asians as possible to be united. It's hard to see all of them being united. I know there's like massive divisions between India and Pakistan, or even sometimes China and India, China and Japan, China and Taiwan, and many other Asian nations. But yeah, I'd love to see if there's some sort of way they could put their differences aside and come together for the common good of all possible people in Asia, and also animal rights in Asia, improving the rights for animals, as an animal lover myself, and children and disadvantaged people, the poor, the disabled, and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'd love to help Asians from the poorest all the way to the richest backgrounds, and vice versa, so as many people and animals from Asia as possible. I'd love to help people and animals generally, but especially in Asia at this time of year. But moving on, number 32, I wonder what Asia can learn from the rest of the world, and what the rest of the world can learn from Asia. But also, talking of which, I talked about gauging the opinions, asking Asians about questions about their views. And one question I wanted to ask, and maybe this month or in June or August, when I want to focus on Asian empowerment as much as possible. Maybe I'll do like a 40-point list video on asking questions for people in Asia. But yeah, I'd love to ask Asians out there, and if you can share these videos with anyone who is either from Asia or of Asian descent, or interested in Asian empowerment, or the Asian continent, or culture, or tradition, or whatever, to gauge their ideas so they can share their ideas. Even though I'm just talking about my mad thoughts and ideas and whatnot. I wonder, what job would you do? What career would you do? What field would you work on? Again, think of a word that begins with F. What field would you work in? Like, I wonder how many Asians are actually interested in farming, the film industry, or whatever other industries. It'd be interesting to know what fields Asians out there are interested in, Asians and part Asians around the world. Also, what would, for people who are interested in Asia, like what sort of things would you like to find out about Asia, or what sort of foods and things like would you like to try? Number 33, I'd love to support Asian firms. Like, the only one I can think of that begins with F is like Fujitsu. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of any others. But I'd love to support Asian firms generally, founders, firms, and that kind of thing. Number 34, I'd love to promote libertarianism, as I say, freedom from force. That's included in point number 34. I suppose I could include it in point number 33 as well, but I'd love for Asians to promote freedom as much as possible, as much individual choice, i.e. libertarianism, as possible politically and in their general lives. I know libertarianism is a political philosophy, but also a lifestyle philosophy. So, as I say, live and let live. That's one problem I have with religion, I guess. I would love to sort of live and let live, as I say. So I'm not a big fan of like changing the way God made our natural bodies. So I'm not a big fan of piercings or tattoos, although it is a bit of a dilemma because I know tattoos are kind of art. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of. It's not something I would encourage, and I'm not a big fan of like transsexuality. Although I do wish transsexuals, trannies, whatever you want to call them, well, but I don't really encourage it personally. But obviously, it is again opinions. Almost forgot where I was in the list, but yeah, that was number 34. Also, working together, hopefully they can prevent wars. And again, I hope they support Asian firms like Fujitsu and others. And as I say, Asian farms, the Asian film industry, and they can network together and share ideas, basically collaborate together on ideas, I suppose, the same sort of thing. Maybe even make pro-peace films, anti-war films, and that kind of thing. Maybe even make Pan-Asian films. Central Asia could help to fund, or the Asian Development Bank and others in Central Asia could help Asians to meet up and make Pan-Asian films. And moving on to number 35, as I say, I'd love to know what fields Asians would like to work on, what are Asians' ambitions and aims, so I could try and people like me could try and help them and hopefully help each other. Number 36, partnership with a town for which I hope to come to one day ASAP. Maybe next week I'll talk about that, or the week after. I'll see how it goes. But yeah, so with a town for, and number 37 also with Celtic, which I talked about in part one and possibly 2 and 3 as well. 2 and 3 as well. Number 38. I love Asians to get free money. But, anyway, moving on. Number 39. As I say, I'm trying to think of fields and things that begin with F. And number 40, and finally number 40. Again, one of those I probably shouldn't say. I always say like 30 rhymes a day, 40 rhymes a night, and that's also towards the end of the video as it happens coincidentally. So, to get to F hot, right? To bang hot, blonde, brunette, and black babes. Yeah, anyway, on that bombshell, I'm out and peace and love. Hope you forgive my quirky humour. Also, I'd love to help comedians on that note, honestly. And as I say, the film industry, the food industry, and different fields from Asia that could financially empower Asia. And peace and love, mate.